Would the idea of merging into one with your partner scare you? Tim wanted peace of mind to work on his music, so he and his wife moved to a quiet little town. One day while they were out walking, Tim spotted a hidden path in the woods. Curious, he stepped onto it. At the end of the trail was a hollow. As he was talking to his wife, the ground suddenly gave way beneath him. His wife rushed forward to grab him, but the rain had made everything slick, and both of them tumbled into a pit. Their phones were soaked and useless. With the storm pouring outside, they had no choice but to spend the night in a cave. At some point, the woman said she was thirsty. Tim looked around and found a bottle of soda lying on the ground. At first, neither of them dared to drink it, but the thirst kept growing stronger, so they gave in and drank. That was when their nightmare began. Soon they drifted off to sleep. In the middle of the night, Tim suddenly woke up. He realized the cave walls were pulsing in rhythm with his breath, as if they were inside some living creature. He panicked. Then his wife shook him awake, and he realized it had just been a dream. They were about to leave when they suddenly noticed their legs were stuck together. The pain was unbearable as they tore themselves apart. They thought maybe it was mold in the cave and brushed it off. They crawled out of the pit, but the strangeness didn't end there. Back home, Tim gave his wife a massage. At first, it felt normal, but soon Tim slipped into a trance, his hands digging into her shoulders like they were trying to fuse with her skin. She screamed in pain, snapping him out of it. They assumed it was just exhaustion and let it go, but that night made it clear something was terribly wrong. Tim felt himself being dragged out of his room by an invisible force. He was pulled toward his wife's bedroom. Sensing danger, he braced against the wall in the hallway, barely holding himself back. Just as he thought he was safe, his wife came toward him, her body twisted in a terrifying way. Tim couldn't resist any longer and was pulled forward. Soon, their fingers locked tightly together.